city has known peace. But now, that time is over. Whoever controls the Doomsday device controls our fate.
Ladies and gentlemen, one and all, welcome once again to the floor here at E3. Myself, Optimus Tom, joined by Element. We're at the Infinite Crisis booth here from Turbine. This is day 2 of 3 of our Infinite Crisis coverage, show matches, and of course, exhibition matches that you guys out there in the crowd.
Yep, and we're going to jump right into our schedule here.
Yeah, guys, we got an action-packed day full of events once again. Elements, why don't you tell the people what they're going to see?
All right, first up at 10:45, we have Complexity vs. Curse Academy, Game 3. It's actually next coming up is community and pro player matches. That's when we grab people from the crowd. Everyone's going to come in here, get to mix and match. We're going to have one player from each pro team helping you. Even if you haven't played a MOBA, you can come and jump in. And then after that, blended play is over. We're going to have another Complexity vs. Curse Academy game, Game 4 today. And again, more blended play. You guys can come in, you can hang out, you can do really anything, and we're going to try to help you play. And then once again, we have a Curse Academy versus Complexity Game 5. And once again, more pro player matches mixed in, more blended play.
That's right, guys. There's going to be plenty of Infinite Crisis action for you, not only to feast your eyes on, but get your hands on here if you're at the E3 event. For some reason, you woke up a little bit late, decided maybe to get some Starbucks in the morning, come over here later. Well, now you know when you're going to want to come and play those games. Don't forget, we're also going to be interviewing the pro players after the matches, get their thoughts on the game, get a couple tips and tricks on the characters they're going to be playing as well. But why don't we once again go over who we exactly have here, because we have Complexity Gaming and, of course, Curse Academy.
Yeah, up first we have Curse Academy, bringing you I Will Dominate. He's going to be your, leader of the team. He's going to be your urban jungler, or just rather jungler. He's going to be the guy, go-to. He's going to be your bruiser-type character, getting in the mix, that kind of stuff. Next up we have Swing Gretzky. He's going to be your blaster type. He's going to be one trying to burst people down, playing something like Green Lantern and those kind of characters. Next up we have Altek. He's going to be your marksman, or AD carry. He's going to be one sitting there, bam, 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 auto, taking you down, chunking you, and just trying to get those, basic attacks off over and over. Next up, we have Atomic. Atomic's going to be your support. He's going to be playing stuff like Poison Ivy, really just trying to, lay in and, really just, support the team, throw down some CC, throw down a bunch of stuff like that. That's your support's job. And then finally, we have One Bad Brad. He's going to be another bruiser-type guy, getting in the mix, getting dirty. And that's about it.
Curse Academy's got to pull out all the stops, get themselves out of the hole they're in early against Complexity Gaming. And why don't we take a look at Complexity Gaming's roster here? We got Prowly. Normally we'd think he'd be the blaster kind of type, but he's picked up the assassin role very well here in Infinite Crisis. Trooper still carrying very heavily on that marksmanship role. MIA, he's kind of gone into more of these enforcer roles, but he's not afraid to pick up the occasional support character either. Nick Wu, well, he's been the blaster master on the Joker for pretty much every single game we've seen him in. And Lana Mortis is not afraid to take Wonder Woman onto Gotham Heights and just literally beat everybody up.
Exactly. Why don't we go and talk about the series score a little bit here now?
Yep.
I mean, we can see that Complexity has won both games, and actually the second game was incredibly close. It literally came down to the last meteor on the map, and that was the final blow. It was like this great explosion, and then there was another explosion right after. I was like, well played, boys. Well played.
It was almost like a Michael Bay movie or something like that. A bunch of explosions, and then, well, that was it.
And I was like, that was awesome. I didn't care.
But we do have a 7-game show match series, and don't forget, these players not only are playing to see who's going to wind up winning these matches, but they're also playing for the first Infinite Crisis MVP award. So now that we know what they're playing for, why don't we show where they're playing at, because there's already been some awesome matches here on this Gotham Heights map. Like you said, Elements, you got to control the 5 capture points, defend your power cores, but there's that middle capture point, controls that orbital strike cannon, which you've seen turn some games around.
Yeah, as you can see here, there's lots of different little mini objectives all across the map. You can see there's different control points, different capture points. You want to take these, really, move with your team. And there's little health packs, all around the map. There's speed boosts and stuff like that. You have to use your map to your advantage. You have to use, as a team, go through here and really, control and use all these, little perks to your advantage.
That's very true. And if you guys aren't exactly familiar with the Infinite Crisis universe, well, it's a DC universe. You're going to see some of your favorite characters, but in a bit of a different capacity. It took one world and blew it into over 52 multiverses, and we got a bunch of different ones here today.
Yep. Talk about the little ones. Right now, there's only 6 in the game currently. We have, starting off with the Arcane, which is going to be your more like magical, mystical kind of universe. So they're going to be drawing the power from essentially like magic. Next up, we have Mecha, which is like a robotic kind of universe. Everyone's kind of, robotic.
Little oiled up and stiff there.
a little stiff. And next up, we have the Atomic universe, which is, kind of a post-Cold War gone wrong, kind of like a wasteland kind of ish. And everything is just, different universe, different time, different kind of stuff going on. Next up, we have Prime, and that's going to be your standard Batman, standard Wonder Woman, standard everything we know, just like in the movies. And then we have the Nightmare universe, so we can have like Nightmare Batman and stuff like that, and they're all kind of, possessed by demons and other things like that.
Pretty freaking scary.
You can see it. I mean, their bodies change and stuff like that, so that's that universe. And lastly, we have the Gaslight universe, which is going to be your steampunk kind of, different kind of power source universe. And actually, there are pretty cool characters, like Gaslight Batman and Gaslight Catwoman are quite strong, too.
Yeah, some of those characters we've seen be crowd favorites already, but why don't we take a look at what some of your players are going to be playing in this first matchup between CompLexity Gaming and Curse Academy. First off, why don't we take a look at CompLexity's MIA. He's going to be taking Shazam into this game, and, well, he's kind of quickly being one of my favorite characters to play in that Enforcer role. Not only is he just super strong, but he can dish out a decent amount of damage as well. He might be an Enforcer that's supposed to build a bit tanky. If you add a little bit of damage onto him, though, he can really take down some of those primary targets. His Power of Zeus, of course, is going to trigger lightning strikes every couple basic attacks. Deal a little bit of extra power damage on those. Speed of Mercury is a really good quick gap closer. Knocks the target down as well, so you can close gaps and let your team close in on them. Mystic Power and Defense is another great utility spell. When you're in the power form, you're going to be regenerating your energy for the rest of your skills every hit. But when you swap to that defense, you get a shield, so you're going to use the energy to absorb damage rather than power the damage you're going to be putting onto enemies. Lightning Field's another really awesome skill. It's going to drain energy every second you have it around you, but it's going to dish out the pain for any enemy standing nearby. And then his namesake here, Shazam, going to just basically rush towards a target point, knock up all the enemies in an area, and dish out a lot of damage.
Exactly. And now next up we have Nick Wu on Gaslight Joker. There he is. Look at him. He's ready. He's ready for that Gaslight Joker. You can look in his eyes. So Gaslight Joker is going to be your bruiser type character. He's really a guy that gets right in the mix of everything. He's going to be really somebody who's going to sit on you, and he's going to be going for the stolen skills like super speed and stuff like that. But his passive is going to be blood money. That's going to regenerate health over time whenever you pick up credits. So whenever you kill drones like you see in there, you're going to start regenerating a little bit of health and stuff like that. Next up we have Feta Cleaver. Next auto attack deals bonus attack damage and scaling off your maximum HP. So I mean, the more HP you have, the more damage you do. Pretty easy actually. And we have Shower of Filth. He throws a ham, fearing enemies and causing them to run away from the ham. Enemies hit receive Filthy Debuff. And we're going to talk about the Filthy Debuff in just a second when we go to the next ability. And the Ham Snack, and it's going to give you a little bit of a shield to protect you from damage, and the next enemy skill kind of deal. So it's kind of like a spell shield-ish, kind of, use it defensively. And here's where we're talking about that debuff Rat Swarm. A horde of rats surround Joker, dealing attack damage, slowing enemies on the area. But actually, if you have that debuff, you have the Filthy Debuff on him, it's going to deal 50% more damage. So every time he lands that, you're just going to be chunking people over and over again.
So Gaslight Joker is one of those guys you don't want to take the green eggs and ham from, otherwise you're going to be taking even more damage. We got some characters from CompLexity side. Why don't we throw it over to Curse Academy side? I'm going to put the spotlight down on the handsome man himself, Mr. One Bad Brad. Even though he looks very nice and very handsome, he's taking Doomsday onto the battlefield. And you see he's shaking his head there. He's not a very nice guy after all. But Doomsday, he's another one of those bruiser types. He's a big tanky character, but he can really put out the damage if you let him do so. His passive abilities ability is going to be Revenge, which means that if he does wind up dying somehow in the game, he's going to take reduced damage from the target that killed him, and he's going to be dealing extra damage to that target when he winds up getting in a combat with them. So quite literally trying to get revenge on them. Pummeling Assault is going to be an awesome ability. You can activate it 3 times in succession, and then you're going to be pounding the ground and knocking your opponent around like it's a ragdoll. All of Doomsday's abilities are also going to be using a gauge called Fury, which he's going to gain from basic attacks. Berserk's going to be a passive attack speed bonus as well as movement speed bonus, basically going to buff all his statistics and make him more versatile in those straight up duels and team fights. His charge ability, another gap closing kind of skill. He's going to just rush at somebody, knock them up if they get charged into a wall, and just lay the beat down on them. And then, of course, his ultimate ability is going to be that Kryptonian Rage. When you toggle it on, it's granting bonus attack damage, resistance, health regen. You become an indomitable tank, but only as long as you have that Fury bar stocked up.
Exactly. And then next up, we're going to have I Will Dominate on Green Lantern. There he is. And we're going to, he's, you know, despite not being, you know, kind of like a jungler type character, he's actually going to be playing a blaster type character. This is what Green Lantern is. He's going to be kind of sitting back, kind of, you know, dishing out damage, blowing people up. That's basically what blasters are here to do. And then first up we have Indomitable Will. Increases his power damage based on missing will. So will is kind of the power you use, or what they draw from to use their abilities, use their skills. So this is what they're going to have to do. Next up we have Slam. He's going to drop, you know, anvils and other, you know, big heavy things on them and just do a lot of damage. And we have Constrict, who's going to slow down the target and, you know, really just prevent them from moving and being mobile and all that good stuff. Next up we have Missile Barrage. He's going to fire missiles that deal AoE and apply Shattered Will. You can actually shoot out 3 of these in succession, similar to Doomsday's, but then we have Green Lantern's Light, one of my favorite abilities, just dropping that plane down for massive AoE damage.
Yeah, Green Lantern, he's going to be one of those blaster characters, like you said. If you land a full combo down on somebody, it's probably going to wind up being lights out for them. And you did see also on screen that Constrict ability. Even if they do seem to get away, as long as you wind up landing all those skills on top of them, you can cast Constrict again very, very quickly and make sure that you're not, they're not able to get away. Or, on the flip side, make sure you're able to get away from them.
Exactly. And we do have the game lobby up right here. You can check this out. These guys are getting right into it. You can see that both teams getting their chance, you know, picking up what they want. We do have another minute, so we can see everybody, you know, trying to see what they're going to pick. Because we don't know. We only know what 4 people are playing right now. So it looks like Prawley's going crazy here. Doesn't really know what to pick. But we do have Trooper on Gaslight Batman. You can see him. We can check him out a little bit too. He's like he's a really good marksman type character, and he's got a great AoE ultimate that kind of flies across the map. And one of my favorite things about this character is you get destruction points. As you shoot this, you can like hit stuff, you know, movable objects, and kind of everything in the map is a little bit interactive with, you know, you can throw cars with, you know, your super strength. That's, you know, a stolen power. Those are actually little extra abilities you can grab. As you can see here, you know, you also have vulnerability. You gain a shield that blocks 75 damage for 3 seconds. You have bend space time. You can target an allied turret or control point and teleport to it. You can really, you know, move around the map quite quickly.
Yeah, that's very true. So some of these character choices coming out are also very, very interesting. We have of course, the Bruiser, the Enforcer types going to be that big front line. The Assassins, such as the Flash, coming in from Prawley. We're going to, of course, be another big character that just walk into those back lines and decimate all those squishy, vulnerable characters in the back. So as this game loads in, we're going to get a chance to see what these players actually do.
Yep, just another moment here before these guys get right in here. You can see everyone's finally redding up.
And actually, I have to load up into the game still, so that's the last thing we have to do. Because I would love to cast this game with you, Elements.
No. You have to look at my screen and hurt your neck all game.
Oh, that's okay. I could just kind of rest my head on your shoulder. No one will ever know.
It's okay, Tom. Come here. Anyways, so we do have everybody starting off in the Foundry. They're going to be buying their artifacts. They're going to give them powers, give them all this, you know, great utility, and, you know, it's really going to help them, you know, start the game and move around the map as a team. And they're going to have to pick up different types of items depending on what kind of champion they're playing. You're going to have to be somebody like Gaslight Joker. As we talked about, the more HP you have, the more damage you can do, and, you know, his ultimate actually drains your HP as well. So you're going to have to stack HP, and every character has their own specific artifacts that they're going to grab.
That's very true. You can see these marksmanship classes, they're probably going to be taking more of the attack damage kind of stuff. Although in the beginning of the game, it's not all too uncommon to see them pick up something that can let them survive that early skirmish in the bottom or the top side of the map very early on. We see will packs and health packs being able to regenerate their respective will or HP, keep them alive for long amounts of time, and we see them already making their move up to that lonely point number 1 in the top area, where we're probably going to see the first little throwdown.
Yeah, everyone loves to go to this top capture point. It is the technically middle capture point, and we do have Mr. Brush coming out from I Will Dominate, starting up in there. Nick Wu, Ladder Mortis on Wonder Woman, a very bruiser type character. She's very strong, and I Will Dominate getting too far in there. He has to blow his invulnerability just to stay alive, because blaster characters, I have to remember, are very squishy. And Dominate getting chased down by CompLexity. They're going to get finished off. Looks like Nick Wu is going to pick up that first kill.
Yeah, and we do have them continuing the assault. The ham lines have landed down on Swain Gretzky's flash, but they're going to turn around to Atomic End. His own invulnerability has been popped. Lotta Mortis, meanwhile, keeping one bad Brad at bay all by himself. And just look at the power of all these big Enforcer Bruiser characters that CompLexity has, taking out the squishy assassin Flash, turning down onto the opposing Enforcer of Wonder Woman. They haven't lost a single member in this top area. MIA using that using that toggle from his W to stay alive, popping the shield at the absolute last seconds. They weren't quite expecting him to stay alive that long.
No, not really. And then we do have Gaslight Batman versus Gaslight Batman bot lane.
My favorite.
No one really was able to really take anything. This was the least exciting area on the map. I was keeping an eye on it, but not much going down here. These guys are going to kill drones because they're going to get more credits, which they can spend on artifacts, and exactly what you want to do. Once you go back to base, you can buy more artifacts to get even more powerful as the game goes on.
It's very true, and as we see, they're using the Sonic Batarang. Once it winds up hitting one target, it's going to bounce all the other ones, dish out a little extra damage. They can kind of harass each other a little bit without directly fighting, but Trooper's going to swing in because he's got Prowley coming from the backside. He's going to use that flash ability, wind up putting those hyperkinetic vibrations down to steal Altec's movement speed as he rushes through him. Altec's going to have to run back towards his base. Prowley almost runs into the base laser there, but he's going to wind up getting away. One bad Brad comes in from the backside. They're going to wind up ambushing Trooper. That Ben space-time looks like it might be used, but it winds up getting canceled here. One bad Brad going down super, super low. Probably, is he going to wind up picking the kill on Brad? He does. Wonder Woman does bend space-time into that control point, but it's a little bit too late to save her teammate.
Oh, barely missing the last two there. Could have sat right on Trooper and, started dropping down. And we do have the Sonic Batwave going across the map here. Not sure what he's going for that. And maybe just hitting some destruction points.
Well, he does wind up shooting it into the Blue Legion's base. Meanwhile, we see Dominic getting teleported in there from Lotta Mortis. He's actually going to walk him right into a Nick Wu ham, and that's going to be Gaslight Joker picking up a quick kill there on Green Lantern.
That was a real ham sandwich.
Oh, man, I see what you did there. That's one I don't necessarily want to take to my lunch table. Swain Gretzky going to wind up speeding away from Nick Wu here. And while we got Nick Wu fighting Swain Gretzky on the screen, let's take a look at what the Gaslight Joker actually has in his inventory right now. He's going for a Lobo's Chain, which technically is an attack damage item, but when you upgrade it to level 4, he's going to be getting 500 health, 40 attack damage, and when he auto-attacks things, just that basic regular attack, he's going to be slowing people down at the same time. So it's kind of like a 1-2 punch for someone that's beefy and wants to stick on people like Gaslight Joker.
And for those who don't know what was happening right there, that was Flash's ultimate ability. He swirls around, he becomes invulnerable, dealing lots of AoE damage, and when he does that, if you stay in that whole thing for the whole duration, you're going to get knocked down.
Very true. So Swain Gretzky using that ability very effectively. Not only is he very low, so he avoids all the damage he was going to take there from Nick Wu, but he winds up staying alive, taking him down with the help of one bad Brad. Probably, though, actually going to wind up going in here, gets knocked down by one bad Brad. Doing the same thing, though, is going to wind up taking out Swain Gretzky. Can he get the double kill there? He does. Picks up another one on one bad Brad.
Yeah, barely escaping. As we talked about, you go invulnerable. Even though he didn't have the advantage of having the capture point turret there, you can see that little floating, kind of, see-through turret thing. That is going to do a lot of damage if you sit there, but he used the invulnerability to proc it, so he did not take the damage, being able to drop Doomsday under his own turret.
Meanwhile, we have the remaining members from CompLexity chasing away Atomic End from Curse Academy. Didn't want him in their neck of the woods. And as you can see, guys, on the top part of your screen, there are the 5 capture points here, so you can tell who exactly has what if you can't see it on the mini-map. 4 points right now for the Blue Legion CompLexity, only 1 for the Red Squad in Curse Academy, as Altec winds up taking down Nick Wu, trying to fight over point number 3 in this bottom right-hand corner.
Yep, we do have these guys picking up this next capture point. They are behind a little bit. Those who don't know, this game is about capturing these points. You want to get these capture points. Team fighting, while fun, is not the main objective of this map.
Very true. And there is one objective that is yet to unlock on the map, and that's the orbital strike cannon directly in the center of the map here. Once this little diamond hits the bar here, they're going to be activating that orbital strike cannon. You can drop meteors down on your opponent's side of the map, and that, of course, is not only going to cut off routes for them to get to these control points, but if they're under them, they're going to take massive amounts of damage. You also drain a certain amount of power depending on how many times you captured it. It's 25 for the first time, 50 for the second time, so forth and so on until then. The fourth time you capture it, well, there's a giant meteor that takes out almost a quarter of the map.
Yeah, we do have a fight breaking out here, and Wonder Woman just being able to tank so much damage. Like, Wonder Woman is by far one of the best enforcers or slash bruisers in the game right now because she just can take so much punishment. We have I Will Dominate dropping the slam on top of him. But Prowley says, too bad, gonna run right through that, hitting that invisibility field, juking out a little bit, but unfortunately there's no HP, does not matter. Atomic looks like he could be dropping down, but again, we talked about how tanky Wonder Woman is, and we do have Doomsday coming to her aid, but she still falls down. We do have Shazam and him trading off here, but I guess One Bad Brad said, hey, I'm going to go defend my capture point instead.
Yeah, so they keep the capture point alive. Probably hides in that stealth field. Thinks about going back to base. It looks like he and MIA will do that. Now, normally these enforcers, these bruisers, the big tanky characters, they have a strength against assassins. But one thing the Flash brings to the table is he's an assassin based off of power. So he's going to be using his will effectively to manage his skills, and his power damage is going to shine through. He won't really just be based off auto attacks or straight attack damage, like a lot of the armor you're going to see on these enforcers is good against. He's going to be dealing it through his skill. So that means that he's going to actually taking down Doomsday and Wonder Woman a lot quicker than you might expect. We see probably already going for a Cosmic Staff, getting that power lifesteal as well, so he can continue to press on in these fights.
Yeah, we can see here probably initiating onto I Will Dominate. They just had a huge battle up top here where we were watching them come up. He had to burn everything and dropping his ultimate, so he was just there to be picked up by probably quite instantly. Oh, and just getting out of that invisibility field, backing to his foundry.
Swing and a miss right there. Meanwhile, Atomic and an MIA having a bruiser fight for the Sentry over this orbital capture point here. It has gone online, but nobody has captured it yet. It will take a little bit longer than a normal capture point to take, and if both of them are going to be standing on it, well, obviously no one's going to be capturing it. Atomic N is forced away first. It looks like he may go back and wind up recalling here. But MIA, he's going to wind up capturing this platform all by himself. It looks like Curse Academy was not in the area for that. That's minus 25 health to their power core, and that is going to be a meteor landing dangerously close to point number 2.
That's right. This capture point that opens up in the middle, it's not always there, but when you can grab it, it's great to do it, and it'll just kind of take a big chunk out of the enemy's capture points there.
Yeah, so now we have CompLexity. They know that this meteor is going to be hitting over in this area, so they want to try to force Curse Academy into it. There's a countdown timer, 30 seconds. When you capture it, the meteor will fall. Looks like in about 5 seconds it's going to fall down. We'll see if Trooper and MIA, they might be standing in their own death trap right here. Trooper might actually wind up walking right into the meteor. He takes a good chunk of damage from the meteor's aftershock. Doesn't quite go down because of that one, but he does wind up picking up a kill on Dominate.
And we can see here the ultimate going out and actually hitting nothing. Unfortunately for Swing Gretzky, he wasn't able to land that. So we do have Prowley, MIA, and Trooper dealing lots of damage to Curse Academy here. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold this capture point. They just got too low, too kited out, and just overall outplayed.
Yeah, and so it does look like that even with the meteor kind of hitting Trooper right there, the numbers advantage and just the power that they have on CompLexity side, just too much for Curse Academy right now. Curse Academy are trying to make a play down on this point number 4 though, but MIA is actually going to wind up coming in there with Ben space time, so he's going to wind up teleporting in to defend that point, and he's just so beefy right now. He's forcing back the marksman of Altec, doesn't have the items he wants right now, and Atomic N, a fellow enforcer right here, just 2-level disadvantage. MIA is just quite literally bodying him right now.
Yep, as you can see them pushing into their capture point here, and he's going to have to use that swing to push away. He's got to kite so badly, because if he doesn't get back into this foundry, he's just going to die. MIA unable to finish him off, but we do have Nick Wu sitting all over Atomic right here and just ultimately eating her up with those rat swarms.
Yeah, unfortunately those rats are ravenous and they're quite hungry, so they will gobble up any enemy in the vicinity. He talked about even though Gaslight Joker spending his own health to use his abilities, especially that ultimate there, it's not really affecting him that much. He did get that Lobos Chain level 4, so he's got 500 extra health, and he's slowing down on those basic attacks so nobody can get away. On top of his passive from that Blood Money, picking up credits to regenerate HP, he's also got the Mecha Boots at level 2 to add a little extra regeneration, and we see him picking up Batman's Utility Belt. It's going to be health, attack speed, when he upgrades it, movement speed, and cooldown reduction, so it's pretty much, well, it's a utility belt. It's pretty much everything you can ever want.
Essentially. Pretty much.
Man,
we do
these
have Swing
items are so aptly
chasing
named.
down Lattimore. They're going to have to both hit the speed little sector there. Lattimore's deciding, I'm just going to fight you. I can take you, Swing Gretzky, but actually deciding to run away instead. They're both using super speed, trying to run away, but unfortunately Flash is much faster than Wonder Woman. He's going to be able to sit on her, going to use that phase, going to run right by her. She's trying to get to her capture point to save her life, save her skin, and then we have Prawley coming into Haven. Then we go Swing Gretzky, going invulnerable, as we talked about. Might be able to finish off Latimor's, but popping the invulnerability, giving 75 damage over the next 3 seconds, saving her life ultimately.
Yep, so Prawley coming in, helping Wonder Woman stay alive in that case if they want to take them down. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman on the bottom side, Nico, he has that shield there. He's going to be reflecting that spell. Is Atomic End going to have enough damage? He lands the last, and yes, he will. He finally winds up silencing Gaslight Joker, whose wrath, well, they want to turn it against him once he's dead.
Yeah, we do have Prawley. I'm just going to comment on this. Prawley is 14-1 with the Flash right now. We've been seeing him, previous games playing Flash too. That man, I think, has found his new main.
Yeah, definitely. You can see he's gotten the Psy Scimitar, so he's got a little extra attack damage, but mainly a boost in that power damage. Also, when he activates a skill, his next basic attack gonna add a bonus percentage of power damage to that. So he's kind of hitting like a semi-truck, or like that plane we just saw the Green Lantern drop on his head.
Exactly, and we do have the Bat Ultimate coming out. Altec just barely getting out there. He's so slow. He pops the invulnerability, but I don't think he's going to be able to. We have the Enforcer, we have the Bruiser. He's actually able to take down the enemy Flash before dying himself.
Yeah, so probably wants to go in down there to Altec, but MIA is there to clean up the mess. This Orbital Strike Cannon has been opened up once again, so these two teams are both fighting for their lives over it. 4 members strong from the side of CompLexity, albeit some low health bars on their side. Looks like they're going to be turning away Curse Academy for now, but they got 2 fresh members coming straight out the base there from their power core. They wind up losing One Bad Brad on Doomsday, but in comes Swing Gretzky for the assassination cleanup.
And we do have the Plague of Rats swirling around Nickwu. I Will Dominate coming in, trying to use his Missile Barrage, not getting an ability to kite out, getting a little bit too many in the mix. Can't fight it. These blaster type characters are just going to die so quickly. And we do have the Battle coming in to clean up the enemy Gaslight Batman.
Yeah, Altec going to do that. Let's see if he can do the heroic 1v2 defense, but he goes straight in on Nickwu. Is he going to have the damage? Prowley's going to come in from the side. He takes out Nickwu, but he winds up falling down to basically the almost unkillable Flash coming out from Prawley.
Yeah, Prawley is needless to say, fed, I guess. Little strong right now. One Bad Brad could be in trouble here. Look at the damage he's taking, but we definitely have the enemy Flash here. Oh my gosh, so much damage going out. He's gonna need to get that, and he dashes right through him and picking up the HP before he can get it to save his skin.
Oh, probably going to be a little bit cheeky with that one. Steals away the health relic. Now he's got to run away. Even though he's super fed and very strong right now, a 1v3 is not the best situation for the Flash. They did want at capturing that middle point, though. He almost walked into that Meteor Strike coming down once again over by control point number 2, but it looks like he's going to avoid that one. MIA now soaking up a lot of damage for his teammate.
Oh, dropping that Green Lantern's light right there, right on face. And there's the last who landing right on Trooper. Gaslight Batman's going to have to kite this out if he wants to survive, and he's able to just swing right out of that.
Yeah, so now CompLexity a little bit on the retreat, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is the life of these power cores, and while the life of Swing Gretzky and Dominate, they're also fading from it. But only 49 power left on the Red Squadron side. 410 still for the Blue Legion, so CompLexity looking like they got this handy once again. It is still a 3 capture point to 2 capture point game, so if Curse Academy can take 1 more point, then it's going to start draining in the opposite direction. But right now, they got to kind of get themselves together, and they got to do it soon.
Yeah, and we do have Doomsday in hot pursuit of Gaslight Batman here. Trooper's trying to get to his capture point. One Bad Brad slamming him. 1, 2, 3. There is the knockdown. He's going to do lots of damage. One Bad Brad doing everything he possibly can, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to do it because Latimore is coming in. Oh, unfortunately the ultimate is not going to be able to take down the enemy Gaslight Batman. We do have I Will Dominate trying to peel, trying to do some focus, but we do have Shazam jumping right on top of him as well.
Yeah, we have Trooper, though, still fighting One Bad Brad, still fighting for his life. Pops the invulnerability at the last second. He's going to stay alive. That Missile Barrage, though, and the enemy at Gaslight Batman going to come in. Even if they do want to take it down Law and Mortis, it doesn't look likely. Their power core is drained, and it's going to be CompLexity taking their 3rd game of this 7-game matches.
I gotta say, well played them.
Definitely, and they're stretching. They're kind of like, all on a day's work right there. That was easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Oh man, but taking a look at this scoreboard, Powerhouse Prawley 17-2-5 on the Flash, but MIA 2-1-12. Only 1 death on that very powerful tanky Enforcer. 12 assists for his team. Lot of Mortis, 5 kills and 11 assists on Wonder Woman as well. I just think CompLexity, they had the right mix of champions to bring into this one.
I really think so too. It looks like Prawley's just running a clinic on, here's how to play Infinite Crisis. And ultimately just putting his team on his back, totally carrying that 17 kills, 2 deaths, 49 drone kills. Actually, almost the most. We do have Altic with 71. He was, there, but that is the marksman's job anyways, is to get all those drones, sit back, fire as much as he possibly can, but unfortunately he was unable to really carry like Prawley can.
Yeah, well, he's got the most drone kills for his side. He has the most champion kills as well, so Altec was definitely carrying his weight for the team, but unfortunately, the capture point story, 13 controls compared to 10. That's just the fact that CompLexity was able to hold on to those 3 points for that much longer, and that's what wound up just sapping away all the power from the power core of Curse Academy side. So CompLexity already jumping ahead to a 3-0 lead over Curse Academy in this series. They're looking extremely, extremely strong in this one, and I can't wait for that 4th match in just a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, the match we saw yesterday was so close. Like, I honestly thought it was a similar match to what we just saw with CompLexity taking an early lead. But Curse Academy came back so hard, and it came down to the last final giant meteor. After you get, was it 4 different times you get all those strikes? The 4th one is this giant meteor. It came down to that, ultimately chunking their capture points down, and, it was awesome.
That's very true. Well, guys, we're going to take a look at a character spotlight on the Flash since he did, well, extremely flashy in that game. When we come back from that, we're going to have an interview on the floor with CompLexity. I believe we're going to be talking to MIA, going to wind up talking about how that Shazam and the big, beefy, tanky kind of centric build is going to fit into these team compositions, guys. On top of that, we have blended play where you guys on the floor, I know there's a bunch of you out there waiting to play. You're going to get your hands on up here with the pros, play some Infinite Crisis, going to get shoutcasted by us as well. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal, guys. So you're going to want to keep your dials locked and stay tuned here at the Infinite Crisis booth at E3.